Hello and welcome back to Dan Talks United, another match preview. So after that win against Manchester City, still feeling it. Carrick at the wheel. Let's chill out on that one actually. But yes, we're playing Arsenal at the Emirates. It's on Sunday, 4:30 kick-off. Can we do it again? Can Carrick do it again? Can he get a win at Emirates? Not many teams can do it. Obviously Arsenal are playing really well. They've had a little bit of a dip here and there, but they're still a good side. They still get the points. They're still riding high at the top of the league. Can we cause an upset at the Emirates on Sunday? Let's see, but let's get into it. But first of all, let's start off with this man. So, Champions League, Casemiro has announced that he's leaving Manchester United in the summer. Put your comments in below. What do you think of it? Do you think he's had a good time at Manchester United? Do you think he's made a difference? Would you call him a flop? Shout out to David Speaks Football and also Alex from the Football Brotherhood. We had a really good discussion about this yesterday in regards to whether Casemiro is a flop or whether he made a difference after his signing for Manchester United. Obviously, I'm sort of in the middle. I don't know what the word would be. I don't think he's a flop, but I don't think he fulfilled the potential or quite got to the heights that we would want from him. I think, and it was also right what's been said on that show, that what we bought him for, what we brought him in for, he didn't quite fulfill that, but I think it's a little bit unfair. He's not Frankie de Jong. De Jong's a completely different player to Casemiro. Casemiro's always been more of a sitting six, where he's got legs around him, normally like a Toni Kroos or a Modric around him, who can actually spray the ball around and run around him and give him less sort of work to do. He's not that type of midfielder that's going to be busting a gut to get to a player. He's going to be using his, obviously his technical abilities, but he's going to be using his experience, he's going to be using his brain, his speed of thought, and he's just going to control games in that sense and sort of be, like I say, a sitter, a protector of the back line, but he's never been sort of blood and guts and sort of blistering pace and getting around the pitch. It's just not his game. But also what's not his game is picking up the ball from the back four and dictating play. Never was his game. But I thought we just need to have a bit of a tribute to Casemiro, the king of the dark arts. He's shown us a few bits and pieces here and there with some important goals at times, really strong from set pieces. Has been good defensively at times. Again, probably didn't get the best out of Casemiro. And again, probably got a bit of an offload from Real Madrid. They weren't fighting to keep him at that time. There was moving on with players coming through like your Camavingas, for example, and Tchouaménis. So, hey, we get a star name. I still maintain that we've not really done well with Brazilians. I don't know why that is. Even throughout the whole time, from the Fergie days up until now, I was a big fan of Anderson. I still don't think that we've had an elite Brazilian. But anyway, I just wanted to start off with that and sort of say thank you, Casemiro, for what you've done. Yes, I could have done with a bit more from you, but you've been let down by Manchester United and the players around you. I suppose the abilities and the skill level wasn't quite there. And I think if he'd have been dropped into a team that was functional, that only required a six just to push him over the line, we could have seen something different. But anyway, it was enjoyable while it lasted. Again, the king of the dark arts, and we'll probably miss you when you're gone. Hopefully, we can replace you, though, adequately. Maybe an Anderson, maybe a Wharton, maybe a Baleba. I think we'll need two of them, though, to be honest. But let's concentrate on that midfield in EOS. Come on then, guys, let's get into this then. What are we going to do on Sunday? Let's have a quick look at FootMob just to see what the past sort of 5 games have been like for both sides. Let's have a quick look at the potential starting lineups and have a quick chat about that. But please put your comments in regards to what you think is going to happen in this game. Do you think that Carrick's going to come out on top? Do you think Arteta is just going to have a normal day in the office? Let's have a look anyway. So, on the left-hand side, Arsenal-Liverpool draw. Arsenal beat Portsmouth then in the Cup. Then Arsenal played against Chelsea. Narrow victory there, 3-2. Arsenal then drew against Forest, and then they've beat Inter in the Champions League. Over on our side then, we've drawn against Wolves. Boo. We drew against Leeds. A lot of draws here. We also drew against Burnley. And then we lost against Brighton in the Cup. So no Cup runs for us now. And then finally, we can't forget it, and we can keep celebrating it until Sunday at least. We beat our noisy neighbours 2-0 at Old Trafford. What a game. Let's have a look then at the potential starting lineups then. So again, on the left-hand side is Arsenal, our side on the right. I'll just cover our side anyway, mainly. So I'm going to say let's stick with the team that started against Man City. I think it was set up well. I think it played to the players' strengths. Obviously, not great to see Sesko out of the game or out of the squad in a sense. However, was on the bench, didn't get on in the end. It's a shame to see a bit of a scoring run halted again. I think Amarin did the same to Sesko. But anyway, it's all about the team. It's all about the team, guys. We've got to think about the team. It's team first. And I think especially playing against Arsenal, they're a better side than City this season. They're going to cause us more problems than City as well, definitely. So we've got to set up disciplined in this one. Very similar to City. We've got to be up there in terms of running stats like we were against City to match Arsenal. They've got a strong side there, and we're going to find it really hard to break them down as well. They're very good defensively. They're very good in midfield. And then up front, again, we had this debate on David Speaks Football's channel in regards to whose sort of front four is better than the others. Okay, I think that's quite close, to be honest with you. I don't know. Carragher, I was watching him on their show, and he was talking about when he was putting his sort of best 11 up, and he didn't put any Arsenal players up front, and nobody argued with it. So there's probably a point there, to be honest with you. So anyway, looking at our team then, we've got Mbeumo, that sort of were playing up front, sort of that sort of false nine sort of position. Ahmad out there on the right, Dorgu on the left, who's just turned into this winger, and then Bruno back in his favoured number 10 position. Played excellent in that game. For me, he could have been on 7 XG for me in that game. And then Ugarte's there for some reason. Don't know why. It'll be Casemiro for me. And Meno. Dalot at right back. To be honest, I'd be tempted to put Mazraoui there. Didn't really like Dalot against City. He sort of improved after that challenge where he could have got a red card. He seemed to settle down and improved. Maguire back in the fold alongside Martinez, who didn't get carried into the net by Haaland, and then Shaw there at left back, which is a familiar role for him, and then Le Mans in net, which is no argument there. Quickly on Arsenal, players that we need to watch out for. Timber's been really good apparently. Gabriel and Saliba, excellent partnership at the back, going to be hard to break down. Good in both boxes as well, especially Gabriel when it comes to scoring. Zubimendi just being quiet there, doing his game. Rice is improved as normal, playing really well. Not too bothered about Martinelli, but that could be the famous last words. Gyökeres, who knows what type of game we're going to get from him. And then Madueke's there. I don't know. I think it'll be Saka, in my opinion. They're going to put their best team out, and then there's Odegaard. You can't forget about him. So put your comments in below. What do you think is going to happen in this game? It's a strong side from Arsenal, and obviously we've got to go with what we started with against City, I'd say. Maybe there's an argument to bring Cunha in, but I think I'd start with what we've got there. So finally then, it's all about the big one, the score prediction. Been struggling with this all week, I must admit. I've got to say, I don't see us winning this one. I'm trying to be positive. I'm trying to be Carrick at the wheel, all that sort of stuff. It's Carrick, you know. But anyway, got to calm down a little bit. This is Arsenal, really good side. Been playing really well, winning a lot of their games. I'm going to have to stick with that draw, and I'm going to go with 2-2. Yes, I'm going to go with 2-2. I just fancy us to score. I also fancy us to score more than one, but I also fancy them to score. I don't think we're going to stop them from scoring from corners in particular. They've got even Rice is looking good from free kicks at times. And Generally speaking, if Saka was to take it to the byline, cross it in for Gyökeres, who knows? So I don't think we're going to keep Arsenal out. And it's going to be either one of those where it's going to be a really hard-fought draw, and it could be 0-0, or it could be not high-scoring, but a scoring game where we go 1-1, 2-2, that sort of thing. But I'm going to stick with 2-2 before I talk myself out of it. I can't really push for that win like Alex did, but I'm going to stick with 2-2, and it's going to be a draw. Please put your comments in below. Please tell me what you think is going to happen in this game. Are you guys still positive? Are you still riding that Carrick train? Are you still on the bus with him? Because we don't want it to drive off a cliff, not this early anyway. So as always, please hit that subscribe button. It's really important to new channels such as this. Please like, please share, and I will definitely see you on the next one.